What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another NBA 2K23 news video. So earlier today, I dropped just an overview of the NBA 2K23 courtside report that we got from this morning. But now I want to go more in depth. So I have a 3-part series coming up. One is going to be about the offensive gameplay. Of course, the other is going to be about the defensive gameplay. And then the last one is going to be about the badges and what that means for NBA 2K23. So let's go ahead and get started with the offense. And so the first thing they talked about was the offensive gameplay, and they say the defense was a point of emphasis in last year's game. Cap. But NBA 2K23 is so jam-packed with new features and upgrades on the offensive end of the floor that it's a perfect starting point. NBA 2K22 was a banner year for perimeter players. Small guards had a slew of advantages over their taller counterparts, and outside shooting reigned supreme in online matches. Thinking about how we could bring more authenticity to our game, we looked at how virtual games were playing out compared to the real-life NBA, and it was clear that we needed to give more love to slashers who love to finish at the rim. This meant expanding the tools for attacking the basket. Okay, that's true. Small guards did reign supreme. As we know, the left-right cheese was very, very prevalent in the game. But defense being a point of emphasis, I don't believe that, as we can all see from the game. So as we continue with the offensive gameplay, next thing they talked about was the upgraded Pro Stick. The most obvious upgrade is the addition of new gesture combos to the Pro Stick. Internally, we refer to the new mechanics as double throws, flicking the Pro Stick in a direction, letting it go back to center, and then quickly moving the Pro Stick back in the same direction, and switchbacks, flicking the Pro Stick in a direction, letting it center, and then quickly moving the Pro Stick in the opposite direction. These new gestures introduce a lot of new weapons for both shooting and ball handling. Okay, those sound a lot harder than what they really are. That's really just flicking the stick left and right and up and down, or flicking it to the same side. It's a lot easier to do in practice than it is than the way they're making it sound. So don't worry about that. That is going to be something that we can easily get used to once we get our hands on the game. Next thing they talk about is flex on the rim for dunking. The meter skill dunks from NBA 2K22 return, but the new commands allow us to expand the dunking controls to let you dunk exactly how you want without accidentally firing off a skill dunk you weren't expecting. When driving to the basket with the sprint trigger held, the new Pro Stick control map for dunks is as follows. If you want to do a two-hand dunk, you press up. Strong hand dunk, you press right. That's very interesting. For a strong hand, depending on what hand you make your player, that was going to be your strong hand dunk. If you put the stick left, that's your weak hand. Down, you have a rim hang. So I'm guessing this year you get to hang on the rim. I guess that's a new feature that they put into the game. If you do up, you have a flashy two-hand. Down, up, you have a flashy one-hand. Up, down, you have a normal skill dunk with the meter. And then down, you have a rim hang skill dunk with the meter. And so it says you'll notice with this new map, you now have control over rim hangs. For new gen, we've taken that control to an all new level with physics-based simulated rim hangs. Okay, so it sounds like 2K wasted a lot of time on developing rim hangs. I guess they wanted to give you more control, but I don't think that's really important in a real game, a real match. So if you are a Pro-Am player, if you are a Park player, well, you may do this, but I mean, you could possibly give up points. So if you're playing competitively, this may not be something that you want to do. The next thing they talked about is finesse your way to the rack. For slashers who want to finish with a little more finesse, double throw gestures are used for hop step layups, while switchback gestures are used for Euro step and cradle layups, which feel very natural. A simple hold left or right will perform an all new set of quick scoop layups. These are great, especially for small guards who want to quickly flip the ball up around the defenders before they can react and block the shot. Okay, I think this is going to be super cool. I would love to see scoop layups. I would love to see layups come back in general, but I love scoop layups. I think those are a great way to quickly get the ball up around the rim. As far as what they're doing with the stick, To do a Euro step, you can go left to right or right to left. And then for cradles, you'll just double tap it to the same side. So pretty easy to adjust to that. But once again, once we get our hands on it, we'll be able to go. The next thing they talked about, for the bigger, stronger players, you'll also experience a lot of new contact layup content that properly shows what should happen when players like Giannis Antetokounmpo plow through everyone in their path. That sounds exciting. That sounds really exciting. So hopefully strength actually matters this year. So when my guard has a 55 strength, I should be able to bully somebody with a 25 strength. So it sounds very, very, very enticing. In addition, we've added several new layer packages for both new gen and current gen. Shout out to PlayStation 4 and Xbox, whatever the Xbox is, users, including Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Allen Iverson, Magic Johnson, Nikola Jokic, Zach LaVine, Ja Morant, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, and more. For post players, double throws can be used for post drop steps and hop shots. Switchback gestures will give you shimmy shots and hook shots. There are a bunch of new signature post shots and hooks to choose from this year. So if you are a post player, that sounds interesting. Same thing for layups and gathers. Shouldn't be hard to learn. So I think mastering that will really improve your game. The next thing they talk about is dribbling and how it's taking on a life of its own. So NBA 2K23 brings on new gesture combos that gives you more options for your arsenal. Switchback gestures will now perform dedicated signature double cross and heavy cross combo moves that you can assign as part of the moving crossover signature package, which has grown from 15 options to 28. Learning the speed of your stick throws and the timing of your signature animations is especially important now. You can chain your player's normal signature shots up by rocking the pro stick back and forth rhythmically. Rapid double throws will give you the aforementioned new combos, and flicking the pro stick back and forth repeatedly will give you a whole different set of animations called signature combos that look incredible. So I feel like I've seen this before. I don't know if it was 2K20 or 2K19, but where they took away if you just hold turbo and press up, it used to do the signature combo for you, and then you had to actually input it. I don't know if that'd be cool or not. I guess if you're a dribble head, that's something you could really learn to do. So maybe that sounds good to you, but to me, it sounds okay. Another major dribbling change is the introduction of attacking size-ups, whatever that means. One of the things we wanted to improve with dribbling in NBA 2K was that while the size-up moves look cool, they weren't very useful. The new attacking size-ups provide a lot more side-to-side movement and are much better at forcing the defense to drop and shift, allowing you to bake them one way and then attack the other, something that all great ball handlers do in real life. Well, that sounds cool, but I guess we'll have to see it in person. The big thing, while it's fun to clown your opponent with the flurry of flashy dribbles, we don't want to encourage players to dribble the entire shot clock out while their teammates fall asleep. Energy will deplete much quicker when spamming too many moves together, so it's important to be efficient and not play with your food too long. Now that sounds good. So if you are a dribble head, good luck to you the way that it sounds. Of course, we'll have to see it when it gets in action, and then we can make our determination from that. The next thing they talk about is adrenaline boost, okay? Another feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boost. There are 3 available boosts per player per possession, shown as 3 small bars under the stamina meter. Boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard go or explosive sprint launch. Once your 3 boosts are gone, you'll notice that your speed and acceleration decrease significantly for the remainder of the possession. As with dribble combos, it's important to play smart basketball and be efficient with your movement rather than zigzagging back and forth aimlessly to try and get around defense. So I guess this is their answer to the left-right cheese. But I have 2 things that came to my mind when listening to that. First thing is, this is something that we hear from 2K every single year about them trying to slow down the dribbling as far as the stamina that it takes to dribble. And every year I feel like there's a revert back. So one, did they change any of the badges, such as Handle for Days? You got that up to Hall of Fame or Gold, and you never ran out of stamina. And are they replacing this with the Gatorade? So is there no longer Gatorade in the game because there's 3 boosts? Because there is no mention of Gatorade in this post, so I guess that's something that we'll have to see when the game comes out. The next thing they talked about is shooting. So now we're getting to the shooting aspect. Shooting also gets some nice upgrades for NBA 2K23 and 2K22. Success from the outside was heavily weighted toward coverage. If you can get an open look, you can balance out poor ratings and inaccurate timing. This year we wanted a more authentic shooting model that captures the essence of a great NBA shooter's capabilities. The first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. Since the inception of signature jump shots in 2K basketball, animations have been more or less aesthetic but functionally the same. This year, each signature jump shot has unique shooting stats that helps determine its effectiveness. Shake my head. 2K, this is a lie. Anyone who has played any of the last 5 games knows that each base of each player has a different window. 2K Labs was a great example of this, where they would look at each jump shot's window and they could tell you how different it is. So the fact that they believe that this is the first major change is already not a good sign for me, but I'm gonna keep reading. This year, each signature jump shot has unique shooting stats that help determine its effectiveness. So the 4 things they have are shot speed, release height, defensive immunity, which is how effective the shot is against defensive contests, and timing impact, which adjusts shot windows to reward good timing at the cost of an increased penalty for bad timing. Okay, interesting. And then the next thing they talk about are just the shot meters and the feedback. So there's going to be 5 new shot meters with 15 more that can be unlocked through seasons. So seasons are back in 2K23. And they talk about the different ones. From what I'm looking at, they've definitely stolen a couple from NBA Live 19. But they also talked about how shot feedback works this year. So they're using shot arcs to help indicate whether it's an early release, which is a high arc, late, which is a flat arc, or on time, which is the ideal arc. So paying attention, you can easily tell right away if your release is off. Also, with shot feedback enabled, we're delaying the timing/coverage overlay and green release animations from coming up until the ball hits the basket. It is a small change, but it really brings back some of the drama that the green light sometimes lack. And also encourages everyone to continue to play through the possession rather than giving up and getting back in transition early. So this is actually something that I actually like. A lot of times when you know that a shot is going in, you automatically try to get back and not go for the rebound. And so I think it's pretty cool that it's going to delay. Now, that's going to be weird for a lot of us gamers who are used to getting that feedback automatically. But I think it's going to be a very good induction into 2K. And like I said, it'll still give us some drama so that everyone can still be engaged in the possession. So I think that is great. And then they talk about passing things that I don't think are very cool. They have signature passing styles, so I guess that's going to be interesting. And then that's it for the offense. So it sounds good, but I guess we'll see what that looks like when it comes down to it. So stay tuned for part 2. Part 2 is going to be about defense. If you like the informational video, please subscribe, like the video, turn on your notifications, and make sure to share this video. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, and so you can stay here for more 2K23 content. Thank you. Have a great night. Peace.